Hey guys, here I am again in a different, slightly different location now. Just absolutely feeling blessed to be living here right now. And yeah, so guys, look, I know I've had a bit of a break from the YouTube videos because I've just had kind of other things that I've been focusing on. And so guys, I know that the video that I left it on was, are you living your dreams? And it was really, the video was for those of you who are not currently living your dreams. And I was kind of, but would like to. And so yeah, again, so just to kind of resume and remind you all where we left off last time. So guys, this video really is for you if you're not living the life of your dreams, like, and I mean really, like, if you can honestly, hand on your heart, say, you know, that you're living the life of your dreams, then that's great. But if you don't feel that you can, because sometimes I think we can kid ourselves, and I was doing this for a long time. I was kind of telling myself, no, I am, I'm happy. No, I've got I've got it all together. No, I'm very blessed. I've got it better than most. But I wasn't really, I wasn't really going for it. I wasn't really, how can I find the words to explain this? I don't know if you can relate to this, but I was kind of one of those people that would be like, yeah, I'm great. Because I was always like, I always wanted to view my half as glass, I always wanted to view my glass as half full. I'm a bit of an optimist, or some, I remember there's a term that you can use for these type of people. It's called positive Pollyanna. The person who's always like, oh no, everything's great, everything's dandy, but like it's almost like they're just trying to put on that positive face the whole time. And I think some people would describe me as that, and maybe I was a little bit like that. Maybe I was, because I was always just wanting to be grateful. But honestly, over the last few years, if I was going to be really honest with myself, was I living the life of my dreams? Maybe not. Maybe I could have been having even more fun, even more joy. So I just want to make that really clear that, if you honestly, hand on heart, feel that you are living the life of your dreams, like, I would just like to say to you, well done, because I don't think there are many people in the world actually who can say that. So that's great. So definitely, if you honestly feel that, like, oh, this is a good sign as well. Another good way of being able to tell whether you're honestly living the life of your dreams, I feel, is if you can honestly say that, like, you ever see anyone or if you see anyone making posts on Facebook or social media, and you don't feel any kind of sense of jealousy or envy at all, that's a good sign that you're probably living the life of your dreams. But I know for me, that was also quite telling, because I know that over the last few years, sometimes I'd see friends of mine, especially like some friends that I did a yoga teacher training with in the House of Yoga Putney, and sometimes I'd see certain posts, like my friend Jeff, for example. Jeff, if you see this video, then this might, I don't know, you might like to hear my honesty. But I remember I'd see like my friend Jeff, and I'd see all these amazing videos, and I had a bit of jealousy there. I had a bit of like, oh man, I wish I was doing that. And that showed me, but I didn't want to like say it, because then I'd have this whole thing with God where I'd be like, oh, I shouldn't be thinking like that, no, I'm grateful, and I'm grateful, I'm so blessed, I've got so many good things to be grateful for. I shouldn't be, thinking that I want what someone else has, because I've just got so many, I've got so much to be grateful for myself. But now, I can actually, from doing a bit more inner work, and being a bit more introspective and really reflecting on things and reflecting on how I feel and being more honest with God, I can now say that actually, hand on heart, like, I honestly feel like I'm pretty much there. Like, I'm pretty much living the life of my dreams right now. Maybe there's a few little things I could be doing more of, but certainly where I am now compared with a few years ago, yeah, I'm like, really, I'm not holding back. When I'm saying to you, I'm living the life of the dream. When I'm saying to you now, I'm living the life of my dreams, I'm not really doing this positive Pollyanna thing where I'm just trying to be grateful and just trying to be positive and trying to put on a grateful face in front of God. Like honestly, like I'm pretty much enjoying life and having all of the things that I want. So yeah, so that's what I mean. So just to get clear on that, if you honestly feel like you are living the life of your dreams and you can't really imagine it getting much better, then I'm gonna just say well done to you. Keep doing what you're doing. But if you're not and you would like to be, then yeah, this video may be for you. So continue or continue to watch. I'm just going to change my hand. My arms getting a little tired here from holding it up for so long. There we go. I'll give it a little break and I'll hold it again. So yeah, this is the thing I want to say. Often, in my experience anyway, if you're not living the life of your dreams and you want to, it could be down to your childhood and your upbringing. So again, I'm a little bit, I've just went for my daily swim, and it's a little bit kind of getting later in the evening here, so it's not quite as warm as it was earlier, so I'm a bit cold. So I'm going to keep this video fairly short, but I want to just say, for me, you know, my I always felt I had to please my mother, so I was always putting my mother first. And that has really prevented me from living the life of my dreams in my life, because, and the reason I'm sharing this is because I feel this childhood is, you know, our childhood, from what I've learned, it has such a massive impact on us, and the kind of freedom we allow ourselves, and the kind of permission we give ourselves to do what we want in life. It's just huge. It has a huge impact, the way we were parented, our parents. So yeah, that's something that's really held me back in life, was the way my mother parented me, and she was very needy. So because of that, she always wanted a lot of my attention, and she wanted me to always, do a certain amount of things for her, and she's one of those people where you can't do enough for. Like, it doesn't matter how much you do for, she'll never be happy, because she wasn't happy herself. She wasn't emotionally secure in herself, so she was always looking for attention. And I think that that can probably happen a lot, for a lot of people. And again, I want to just say, by the way, I have a really good relationship with my mother these days. And so, I'm not saying this to be mean to her. Like, she's done really well, actually. She's had counseling and really worked on herself these kind of last few years. So it's, things have really progressed. But certainly the reason I'm sharing this is because I'm just sharing it so that, if you can relate to what I'm saying, then this may help you as well. So guys, again, there's so much more detail I can go into, but all I'm going to say, partly because I want to get in and want to get warm and my arm's getting tired, all I want to say is, sorry, my hand's going to get in the way again. There we are. Yeah, look at that. Look, like, if you feel that you want to live the life of your dreams, but you're not, maybe you're doing the whole positive Pollyanna thing that I used to do. Maybe you feel like you have so many things to be grateful for that you kind of almost feel selfish. You feel like it's like spoiled or like indulgent to ask for more. And if you have any of that going on, you kind of almost feel guilty. You feel guilty. You feel afraid to ask for too much more, because you feel like, you should be just grateful for what you've got. You feel like you've got a lot more than other people, and that's the way it should be. So if that applies to you, then maybe, you may be similar to how I used to be a few years ago, and it may just be good for you, or it may be helpful. Just go a little deeper, like really go deep and really ask yourself, like, if there were no limits, if there was no guilt, and if you were allowed to ask yourself for whatever you want, because this is what I've learned from going more inwards and developing a deeper relationship with God. I've realized that God really, God is not my mum. God is not like only letting me have a certain amount of fun and joy and then saying to me, okay, that's enough now. That's enough, Ben, because actually, if you ask for much more, that's pushing it. That's going to become spoiled, because my mother always also used to say that if I would ask for too much, then she had this whole thing where she'd be like, "Oh Ben, you're getting spoiled now," or "Oh Ben, that's selfish of you." But and so for me, my view was, "Oh, that's it's selfish of me to ask for too much. Oh, I need to be doing things for her, otherwise it's selfish." But I realized I realize now from doing more inner work and just learning more about myself and about her, was that was her stuff, and that's not God saying that, but I've projected the way my mother parented me onto God. So I've now had a hard time with asking for too much, and allow myself to have too much fun or joy in life or whatever it is, or earn too much money, or go traveling, or not put enough time into prayer. And I've had this feeling that it's that's not good, and that's actually gonna there's a line that I could cross, which would mean that if I overstep that line and ask for too much, be too hedonistic or too gluttonous, or have earned too much money, or go on too many holidays, or be too lavish, I'd have this feeling where if I wasn't very careful with overstepping the line, then suddenly it might mean that I've gone too far, and it might mean that I'm then becoming a selfish person. And I projected that view of my mother onto the way I looked at God. So yeah, if you can kind of resonate or relate to anything I'm saying, then yeah, again, it's possible that you may have done what I've done, and I feel this happens a lot. Although your parental, the way you were parented may be different to me, often what I've learned is the way you were parented, you then can project that onto your view of God, because the only experience you have of being parented is obviously in this human form by your human parents, and therefore the only conception or perception often people have of God is you think of God as the only example you have, which is the way you were parented by your own human parents. So often then you end up perceiving God as the way you were parented, which what I've learned is not true. So yeah, that's it's like 12 minutes now, so I'm gonna kind of keep it here now, guys. I'm gonna wrap things up now, but that's all I want to suggest for today. Just if you feel that you can relate to anything I've shared today, if you feel that like maybe you've got a bit of guilt, maybe you feel afraid of asking for too much, and you feel that you're not, if you're being really honest, then maybe you're not having quite as much fun or joy or abundance in your life as you could be, then just consider the impact of your parenting, and perhaps have some counselling, do some inner work around that, because what I've learned is worth it. By just going a bit deeper, I'm really, really asking God, more, just like spending more time in prayer, and really, really asking God, like, is this, am I allowed? Am I actually? Is this true that I'm not allowed to have much more fun than I am? Because is it true that I just need to accept that my life is great as it is, although I would like a bit more fun? Is it true that it would be spoiled of me, or too indulgent of me to ask much more? And just really spend some time like asking God, because what I've done from doing some real hard inner work and really feeling my fears around that, I've realized that God is God's limitless. God never says no. Like God never says, okay, that's enough now. You can literally, what I've learned about God is, this is the amazing thing, you can ask for as much as you want. Like God wants you to have as much joy, as much fun, as much bliss in your life as possible. Like there's no limits. He never says no. The more the better. As long as you're being a loving person and your intentions are good and you're sharing all your joy and your bliss and your fun with everyone else, why not? You don't need to stop it. You don't need to limit it. You never need to hold back. As long as your intention is to share it with everyone, then why not? Why not have the best, most blissful, most amazing, most abundant life possible? Because your intention is to be loving to yourself and to share all that love that you're experiencing with everyone else. Why not? There's no need, you don't need to have this feeling of well, what if I ask for too much? That's a limiting belief. It's probably coming from your childhood if you have that. Okay, guys, hope that was helpful today. And yeah, until next time, over and out.